therapist, to Kelly, they're just wonderful people who realize that he's here to learn all he can learn, and then whenever he leaves, he's on his own, and that's just what they're trying to prepare him for.
A person's usual end goal is to become as independent as possible, financially, socially, physically, in every way. And by obtaining employment through training or direct job placement, they can achieve their goal of becoming as independent as possible. It seems that in general, most rehab hospitals don't always have a vocational rehabilitation department. And I feel that since we do have one, that's quite ideal, because we can work closely with the individuals involved with each person's care. Vocational counseling continues once a person's been discharged from the hospital, because it's an ongoing, sometimes lifelong process. We might see people after 1 year of their injury, or 2 years, 10 years, whatever. We're always there, and even when we're done working with a person, we always leave the door open to come back if some difficulty rises or they want to think about changing their career or some situation like that.
We are committed to providing a caring and compassionate atmosphere for each individual.
He's always been impatient, and one of the first ones we went to, he was trying to pick up his leg, and he's weak, and I could see him getting angry, and she told him, she said, now, you have to be patient, and you can't be angry. And it was just like what I would have told him. So, they're real good with him, I think.
Oh, yes. Very quietly spoken, reasonable with the patient. Not rushing anything. Taking her time and giving my wife time to say what she had to say, and to do the movements that they wanted her to try to do. They didn't seem as though they did just so much. They didn't want to tire her out, in my estimation. And it's going to be another day. We can't do it in 1 day.
They seem very well trained in that they really care about what they're doing, and that they care about the family and the patients. I think that that's the biggest, I think that has to be the reason why any of them would get into this, is that they care about people, and that comes through.
Our staff of 24 full-time attending physicians specialize in rehabilitation, have faculty appointments, and are board certified. Over 85 consulting physicians are on call to provide expertise in a variety of specialty areas. And while each of our physicians and staff members have the highest credentials, we believe that their dedication, enthusiasm, and compassion make them our most valuable resource.
You have to really become very involved with your patients. You have to be very dedicated with your job, a dedicated person that is willing to give that extra mile to work with that patient.
A day or so after they got him off the blood thinners, he got up and he was in therapy, and he walked. He started walking, all of a sudden it just kicked in. And when he was telling me about this when I came to visit him that evening, he was so emotional and so excited and happy, and it was a big thing. It was a big deal for him, and he really likes his physical therapist, Karen. I mean, she just really makes me try hard, and I really like that. And she was even surprised when that leg kicked out. I saw her eyes just light up, and he goes, it was so neat to see her excited too. And he was just very, very happy about that.
It is important for patients to realize that improvement will occur, and to participate in therapies. And to do so, they have to have some belief or some hope that what they do is going to influence their outcome. They have to believe, they have to have hope that by going to therapy every day, something that may be difficult at first is going to result in improved function, that they're going to be able to do things now that they couldn't do before as a result. When they see it in themselves, when they see it in patients around them, they are more likely to participate, and the impact on the patient, I think, is tremendous.
And from what I've been told, that's the whole key to it, is my confidence level. I mean, if I give up, it won't happen. It definitely won't.
Ideally located within the Northwestern Medical Center, emergency medical care is immediately available. For non-emergency care, patients may be returned to their referring hospital and their physician. In addition, RIC's lakefront location offers its patients and families a variety of activities within walking distance.
This is probably the best place in Chicago. You can catch a movie within just several minutes. You can get some of the finest food in the city within just several minutes. And when Kenny was in, before he was in the shape that he's in now, he was in, his tolerance was really low. But yet we could take him and get him something good to eat, get him out of the hospital and relieve a few tensions.
The Alan J. Brown Center for Alternate Communication unites technology and function to meet the needs of each individual.
Technology plays a very large role in a disabled person's life. It can make the difference between an individual being unable to express their basic needs if they're communicatively impaired, or it can make the difference between their ability to function out in the community as opposed to being restricted to their home environment, not being able to express even their most basic needs to their caregivers. It can allow them to be independent, for example, in terms of operating a computer system, and this can open up the world to an individual.
Technology may be seen as the advancement in materials, mechanical systems, electrical systems, and for our purposes here at the Rehab Institute, we're employing those advances to meet the needs of our physically disabled clients. For some, it means very sophisticated electronic devices, computer systems. For others, it might be a very simple mechanical device, like a mouse stick or a head pointer. They're intended to increase their independence, ensure their safety and comfort, just make them lead more active lives, not be as encumbered by their disability as they may be without these devices.
After nearly 40 years of serving the needs of the disabled, the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago utilizes its accumulated knowledge, resources, and experience to stay on the cutting edge of the field of rehabilitation medicine. Each year, nearly 5,000 physicians, nurses, and allied health professionals come to the Institute from around the world to be trained in the most current methods available. RIC is committed to an ongoing research program ensuring that our patients' health care benefits from the very latest technology. Rehabilitation is itself a process of learning that will have an impact throughout a lifetime, both for patients and their families. This education is just one more part of the comprehensive approach to patient care that has kept the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago a world leader in rehabilitation medicine.
I was angry. I was mad at the world. I just wanted to pound walls and yell at everybody in sight and just yell at Barry for letting it happen and the whole thing. I mean, a lot of it isn't even logical. It's just how you're feeling. And, like, all right, if I keep going down this road, you're driving home and you just have had it, the whole day has been really awful. And you're like, well, if I just keep driving on this road, where will I end up, And then I won't have to deal with this anymore. But, all right, I do have to. Really, you have to keep fighting, right?
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing.
And you have to have a lot of support from your families and friends.
And our friends have been wonderful. Yeah. This is hard, but I think he's gonna be fine. He's got to smile more, though. But he'll be fine.
I don't remember the